in the heart of our bustling city, amidst the hurried footsteps and honking cars. A small, loyal heart was quietly breaking. This is the story of Buddy, a scruffy terrier mix with eyes full of a hope that was slowly dimming. He sat on a worn-out blanket at a bus stop, day after day, waiting. The cold rain soaked his fur, the biting wind whipped around him, but he never moved. He was waiting for someone who was never coming back. Locals started to notice him. They called him the bus stop dog. Some would leave him a bit of food or a bowl of water, their hearts aching at the sight of his unwavering vigil. He'd eat a little, just enough to keep going, but his eyes would never leave the road. Scanning every passing car, every person who got off the bus. He'd perk up for a moment, his tail giving a hopeful wag, only for it to droop again when he realized it wasn't them. Days turned into weeks. The weather grew colder. Buddy's blanket, a final gift from his family, was now tattered and thin. His once bright eyes started to look weary, clouded with a deep, silent sadness. Who could do this? Who could leave behind such a loving, faithful friend? We learned later that his family had moved away. They simply packed their bags, got in their car and drove off, leaving Buddy behind with nothing but a false promise to return. They didn't even look back. The community couldn't just stand by and watch this heartbreak any longer. A local animal rescue group, Paws of Hope, was called. When their volunteer Sarah first approached Buddy, he flinched. He was scared, confused, and his trust in humans was shattered. He growled softly, not out of aggression, but out of fear. He was guarding the one spot he believed his family would return to. Sarah didn't rush him. She sat on the cold pavement, a few feet away, speaking to him in a gentle, soothing voice. She didn't try to touch him or leash him. She just sat with him, sharing his cold, lonely vigil. For hours, she was just a quiet, calming presence. She brought him a warm, dry blanket and some savory stew, placing it near him without pressure. Slowly, very slowly, Buddy started to relax. He took a few bites of the warm food, the first proper meal he'd had in weeks. That evening, as darkness fell, Sarah was still there. Buddy finally crept closer, rested his head on his paws, and let out a long, shaky sigh. It was a sound of surrender, a release of the heavy burden of waiting. He looked at Sarah, and for the first time she saw a flicker of something other than sadness in his eyes, a tiny spark of trust. He was finally ready to let go of the past and accept help. Getting him into the car was another challenge, but with patience, he eventually followed Sarah. The moment he left that bus stop, it was like a chapter of his life was closing. At the shelter, he was given a warm bath, a fluffy bed, and a full medical checkup. He was underweight and had a minor skin infection from being out in the damp weather. But his spirit, though bruised, was not broken. The staff at Paws of Hope fell in love with him. They saw the sweet, loving dog hiding behind the layers of fear and abandonment. They worked with him every day, rebuilding his confidence. They played fetch, which he was hesitant about at first, but soon the happy barks of a dog at play echoed through the shelter. He learned to trust hands again, leaning into gentle pets and belly rubs. Buddy's story was shared on social media. People were moved to tears by his loyalty and heartbroken by his family's cruelty. The post went viral. Donations poured in for paws of hope, and adoption applications for Buddy flooded their inbox. Everyone wanted to give this deserving dog the loving home he had always craved. The shelter team carefully reviewed every application. They were looking for the perfect match, a family that understood his past and would have the patience to continue his healing journey. They found them in the Miller family. The Millers had recently lost their senior dog and had a quiet, loving home with a big backyard. When they met Buddy, it was an instant connection. Mr. Miller knelt, and Buddy, instead of flinching, walked right up to him and licked his hand. It was a sign. This was his new beginning. The day he left the shelter with the Millers, the entire staff came to say goodbye. There were tears, but they were tears of joy. Buddy, now renamed Lucky, hopped into their car, but this time he wasn't looking back at what he'd lost. He was looking forward towards his bright, new future. Today, Lucky is thriving. He has his own spot on the sofa, a toy box overflowing with squeaky toys, and 2 human siblings who adore him. He still watches cars go by sometimes, but it's with simple curiosity, not desperate hope. The ghost of the sad, lonely dog at the bus stop is gone, replaced by a happy, secure, and deeply loved family member. Lucky's story is a powerful reminder of the incredible resilience and capacity for love that animals have. It's also a testament to the kindness of strangers and the importance of community rescue efforts. He was just one dog, but he brought an entire community together. He showed us that even after the deepest heartbreak, there is always hope for a new beginning. He wasn't forgotten. He was found. Thank you so much for watching Lucky's journey with us. His story has a happy ending because people cared enough to act. If you were moved by his story, please consider supporting your local animal shelter. A little bit of kindness can change a life forever. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next one.